This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Christine and David's wedding special part 1. And stay tuned until the end because Christine actually live Instagrammed something that was controversial and kind of shows who her favorite child is in a way. Fans didn't like it, and I'll get into it a bit later. The intro is so cute for the special with the I in the Christine suddenly is a ring, which is adorable. And Christine arrives to her house and she runs to her sister and says, "Sister, I'm getting married." This is her sister, Bethany, who has never been on the show, I don't think. It's her youngest biological sister. We're seeing a lot more of Christine's family suddenly. All the kids are coming back. And Christine is just on cloud 9 this episode. And it's refreshing to see. Christine confesses that she stalked David and messaged him on the dating app. They texted and then she proclaimed, "Okay, we gotta meet." And she just went for it, guns a-blazing. At the time she was dating around and actually dating for fun, she says. Christine says that she was excited when he told her he had 8 kids because that meant to her, okay, he can handle kids and big families. And we all know she has that. She blurted everything out about her family on the car ride back, and David said, "Girl, I don't live under a rock." I'm sure David probably binge-watched Sister Wives just before going on the date. He probably knew absolutely everything. Apparently, the day she had a date with David, she had another date lined up that night. I mean, playa. And canceled the date with the other guy after going out with David. It was a done deal. She knew she met the right person. And did we know that David has 2 sisters in polygamy that live in Mexico? Like, that is such a random fact. But yes, it's true. Janelle says, "I remember Christine said David helps at parties, and Kody usually wasn't useful at the parties." So that was funny because basically Janelle called Kody useless in her confessional. And now Kody emerges in this special. He actually even does some voiceovers, which is super weird to me. He saw the wedding invite at his sister's house, he says, and this is the scene where Robyn is like, "We're just so happy for them. Aren't we so happy for them?" They both look painfully not into it, but, they're on the special. Somehow, she says that she hopes they can be happy. Robyn does, and Robyn is basically trying her best to not have Kody say something absolutely crazy. Mykelti comes on and says that she and David tease each other, and that's how you know she likes him. And Mykelti and Tony probably waited years and years to call this out, but basically they call out the fact that Christine, remember when Tony and Mykelti were courting, they got engaged pretty quickly, and they wanted to get married in August, which was like the month after Maddie, and they got a lot of pushback because the argument was, you don't know each other well enough. Let's push it to December. Well, yeah, Christine and David have not known each other for a year at this point, and they're getting married. So the hypocrisy, they're calling it out, and good for them, honestly. In this episode, Christine and Kody both will basically call their wedding terrible. Christine recalls her first wedding and just how awful it was. She said no dancing, no cake cutting. It wasn't a party. It was a dinner only. So now she's going all out. Worst even, her mom could not attend because she had left the church at that point, and Christine's mom at the rehearsal just couldn't help herself but cry because it was just so heartwarming to see. She was just happy that she was finally at Christine's wedding, and because missing your daughter's wedding must have been pretty rough. Now there are mimosas getting made. It's the day before the marriage. They're getting pampered for the rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner on a boat. They have facial kits for everyone, all the daughters-in-law. I mean, there are a lot. And props to them for putting on those masks on national television where people will be able to document it forever. And the boys are all with David at a bachelor party, which I don't think was filmed or was edited out. Aspen and the girls talk about how their mom is getting married. Mykelti says that she's fully accepted David as her stepfather, and Aspen awkwardly looks at the camera and uncomfortably says, "Stepfather." Do I detect some weird feelings from Aspen? I mean, she was right about Flagstaff, and she is not one to shy away from calling things out, but I just detected some weirdness. Well, did Christine during the episode throw shade at Aspen, or what is going on here? Because she posted this image while the episode was airing, and she said, "I'll always forever be grateful to Mykelti for accepting David into my life before the rest of my kids. She's always been so supportive and loves David. They have an incredible relationship." Fans did not appreciate this comment. One person said, "I love you, but this caption is icky," or something like that. Kind of agree. I mean, also, Mykelti's love for David is also weird for another reason. She's also the closest to Kody. So, I mean, Mykelti is a favorite child status or something. MERI is hanging Halloween decor ghosts at the B&B, and she doesn't even know when the wedding is, but she's happy for Christine, and she says that they've had conflict and says that the whole thing is kind of sad to her, but she's happy that Christine found her person. She left it at that, and just that was her contribution to the episode. And now they show up to a tented area, and Gabe is finally there, and so is Janelle. Janelle's there too, so she assigns Aspen to take over the rehearsal because Christine says that she gets intimidated when Aspen takes charge. Aspen suddenly yelling at people to walk slower and things like that, and David tries to be funny and pretend trips on the altar, then bows like that was like his performance. We learn that Christine's dad has been sick, but he'll be walking her down the aisle just a little bit, but most of it will be paid in. Then, of course, Kody has to chime in and talk about their wedding, which is super weird. Just imagine, you had an ex, and then he has a confessional in your wedding episode. He doesn't think that their wedding was a good day. Apparently, they didn't know Christine that well, and he hopes that Christine has a good day. His hair has a lot of gel in it in this confessional, or something's different. Then they get on a boat. It's a floating bar boat or something. Christine's chugging stuff. Hunter's there. Janelle gets up to make like an emotional speech. She says that she's excited to be there and makes it clear that she's part of the deal. And Christine says, "Yes, you're part of the deal." Yes, no splitting up Janelle and Christine. Janelle says people ask her, "When is it your turn?" And she says that her picture doesn't necessarily include a man, really. And MERI seems a bit more into having a new man. She says she's not going to be alone forever. So there's like a difference in sentiment there. Christine goes to see her dad, Rex, when he arrives. Immediately, he says something about how her first marriage wasn't great, and he seemed happy for this one. And I don't know if he knows that Christine's mic'd, but he's saying it kind of like really close to her mic, so I guess, there was no getting out of it. And now it's wedding day. Truly opens the door to the place and says, "Hello, my children. Mom's getting married." I just love Truly's purple tips on her hair. Peyton's there, all the siblings. Love the fact that Janelle is there too. And Axel just blocks the camera with his toys. And they didn't even edit that out because on this show, any footage goes, clearly. Even weird iPhone stuff. Maddie says that she's sad that the other families aren't here. She's still sad that the marriage didn't work. So she's having some complex feelings because she's still happy about Christine as well, getting married. The boys are hanging out in a hotel room. David goes on this weird tangent about finding his unicorn that he can touch. Then he kind of has a freak out moment because he doesn't know which shirt to wear, either plum or burnt orange or something. Isabel gives Christine coins under her shoes as per a German tradition. Aspen got her bracelet and earrings. And Mykelti gave her the knives that she cut her wedding cake with, which is super cute. Aspen now is suddenly doing Isabel's hair, and she asks Aspen, is it weird that people say he's our stepdad? Aspen pauses, probably remembering that there are cameras, and is like, I wouldn't call him that. He's my mom's husband. And they have like a quick exchange about like, well, how do we refer to him when people ask who that is? And, they kind of agree, maybe we'll just say he's my family, like it's all family. They're just still wrapping their mind around the whole thing. And Maddie says that she loves David, she loves him so much, then cries about it and says, I'm just so happy for you that you got your fairy tale. It's cute. And Christine says that she realized at Maddie's wedding, Maddie glowed and it was such a beautiful wedding. You can even tell through the TV screen that was such a nice event. But it made Christine realize that she didn't really glow on her wedding day. Peyton is carrying Christine's dress through. He's the tallest. And Gwendolyn is still nowhere to be found. It's not really mentioned at all. It's kind of like glossed over. And Kody says, you hear his voice, next time on Sister Wives, and cue the preview for next week's finale. I mean, come on, TLC, that's so weird. Kody is the voiceover that throws to the wedding scene. Am I the only person that thinks that is kind of weird? Inappropriate, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe I'm having complex emotions like Maddie. I don't know. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comments. Bye, guys.